This is an armature. You can think of it like a human bone. You can add one by pressing Shift A and selecting armature. We use armature bones to rig characters. And even though the human body has 206 bones, we don't need that many. Place the bone in the stomach area of your character. Make sure in front is checked so you don't lose the bone in the character. Go into edit mode and begin to extrude the bone. Press E in edit mode to do that. I recommend making a stomach, chest and head bone. To make the shoulder, extrude a bone out from the chest bone and then press Alt P and then choose disconnect bone. You can now move the bone freely around, but you can still see there is a line that connects the bone to the other bones. Think of disconnect as dislocate and clear parent as fully breaking the bone. Continue extruding the bones and make sure that the bones actually are into the mesh. Do the same process for the fingers. Subdivide the bones to make the joints. I recommend 3 joints on each finger to mimic the real life. To make the legs, extrude a bone from the top of the bottom bone. Here you really just need to do the same as before to make the leg. It's easy, not quick. Here comes the fun part. If you press F2 and give it a name and add a point and a L or a R that stands for left and right at the end, you can now select the bones, click Armature and select Symmetrize and boom, the bones will automatically copy to the other side. So hey, you only need to do it once. I like when things just make sense. But if nothing happens, or this weird thing happens, don't worry, I got you. Make sure the origin is in the middle of the bones. You can do that by right-clicking on the bones in object mode and clicking Set Origin to the armature. To solve the wrong axis, you need to rotate the whole armature in edit mode. Not object mode, but edit mode. You can now see the Symmetrize is correct, but the origin is not in the center. Also double check you named the bones correctly. You know, just to be sure. We can now select the mesh, then select the armature, press Ctrl P and select with automatic weights. And now we can pose shadow around. Hi! Now if we go into something called weight paint mode, we can see how much each bone influences on the mesh. You can think about it like this. Red is 100%, yellow is 75%, green is 25%, and blue is 0%. What that means is, if I go down to the vertex selection and chooses the foot bone vertex group and begin painting the other foot, now the bone is lifting both feet up. But let's delete that because that's not realistic. And to delete it, just choose the subtract brush up in the corner and then erase it like you use an eraser. But let me just summarize this up. Automatic weight already does this automatically for you. But in this way you can make some physical changes if the automatic weights does it wrong or you need to change something later. And congratulations, we are not done yet. See, if we actually had to animate shadow like this, 1, it would take hours, and 2, it wouldn't look very realistic because each joint needed to be physical moved. And trust me, every 3D artist would throw their computer straight in the trash. We need something called inverse kinematics. Inverse kinematics is the mathematical process of calculating the variable joints parameters needed to place the end of the kinematic chain. Just think about it as fancy math that simulates real-life movement. Okay, pop quiz time. I want to test if you've been paying attention. If the Symmetrize axis is wrong, how do you rotate the armature? In object mode or in edit mode? If you got it right, leave a comment. Let's start at the arm. Add an IK bone. Let's move it up a bit so you can see it better. That's the inverse kinematic bone. Next, I want you to add a pull bone. It's really important you clear the parent on both bones, and you do that with Alt P. Select the last bone before the IK bone. This bone, the bone that connects to the IK bone. Head down to Bone Constraints, then go up and select Inverse Kinematics. Set the target to the IK bone and the pole target to the pull bone. Whoa! Did I do something wrong? Nope, this is part of it. See, the chain length is now connected to our stomach bone, and we don't want it to do that. That's the yellow line. We want it to connect to our shoulder. So we need to change the chain length until the yellow line connects to our shoulder bone. But now our hand is upside down. So we need to change the pole angle until the hand is normal again. Now when we grab the IK and move it around, the whole arm moves fluidly in one motion, like a real human arm. And the smart thing is, the pull bone controls how the elbow bends. If we now try to parent the mesh to the armature, you can see we have a way better result than before. We need to do the same on the legs. Make an IK and a pull bone. Remember to clear the parent. Add an inverse kinematic constraint. Add the pull target and add the IK. Set the chain length to the top of the leg. We need to change the pull angle as before, but before we do that, we need to connect the foot to the IK bone. In edit mode, you need to select the foot, then select the IK, press Ctrl P, and then select Keep Offset. Now we can rotate the leg without the foot moving as well. Let's symmetrize the bones over, parent the bones to the mesh, and will you look at that? We can now animate shadow however we want. Dance for me. But the last thing I want to show you is how you can make mechanical movements with armatures. Here I have 3 different mechanical components. If I select this part and highlight these faces in edit mode, I can make the 3D cursor snap to the middle. Press Shift S and select Cursor to Selection. And now I want the armature's tip to be where the center is. Select the tip of the armature in edit mode, press Shift S and select Selection to Cursor. Extrude the armature and repeat the same process so all 3 armatures fill out all 3 components. Select all 3 components, press Ctrl P to parent them, and select with empty groups. If nothing happened, you are on the right track. The bones don't know yet what they are connecting to, so we need to assign them a connection. I have named my bones 1, 2, and 3. Now if I choose a component, go into edit mode and select it all, you can see we have 3 vertex groups that represents the 3 bones. If I select the correct bone and now click assign, the bone and the component is now connected. And that is how you can make some fun mechanical movements. Did I forget something? Don't think I did. Hi!